everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today I am back with a very special episode that I'm calling How to Handle Google Updates Without Losing Your Mind. This is a special episode because we are in March and we already are seeing second Google update. Very expected. March is usually very crazy for updates. We just finished the spam update and now Google has starting to roll the core update. And I want to make sure you all understand what these updates are, what is the difference between them, and how to handle them. So let's start. We're going to be focusing on the four main Google updates that just keep rolling and keep hitting us. Core updates, I will explain it because we are in it right now, and it's usually the one that changes the shape of SERPs very much. Helpful content updates, I will speak about them, but I just very recently published a video on it. So if you want more, then it's going to be shared in this video. Make sure to go to the one that was on helpful content update. Spam updates, we just had one. We saw they are not that strong, but still we need to understand what Google is trying to do here. And then, of course, the one very relevant to our industry, because when this one started, a lot of affiliate websites got hit, and that's the product or review updates. So you all know we just experienced spam update that lasted only 19 hours and 30 minutes. And usually spam updates is like a little bird that telling us something bigger is coming, and it's usually or many times followed by a core update. Let's explain them one by one, and let's say what you should be seeing, what you should not be doing, when you should sit on your hands, and when you should act. Let's start with the core update because I would say that's the more brutal one. Core updates is basically a major change into rankings, okay? When you have helpful content update, it's mainly on content. When you have spam, it could be on links. It's just something spammy. However, core update, it's on everything. It's on your content. It's reevaluating your quality of your links and your trust signals and all over usefulness and quality of your website. And it's very difficult to determine once this is done what drop, because Google doesn't tell you like, hey, your website had really bad content and that's why we thought that we should derank you. No, you need to, if you get hit by core update, evaluate everything. So it's a little bit more difficult to understand what's going on. But basically, the simplest way of understanding is Google is thinking, I am a judge and I'm going to give to my audience the very best website. So is this website that I'm serving on position 2 really worthy of position 2? No, I'm gonna derank it or demote it, but it doesn't mean that your website necessarily got worse. But maybe Google, the algorithm, found something that they think is better, or the competitors changed their website, or Google changed what they actually value. So that's why we see the ranking shift. What is core update not? It is not a penalty. It is not a manual action, and it's not something that you just fix with one tiny little thing. Basically, if you get the core update derank, you will need to do a lot of work, because what it actually is, Google is trying to find a more helpful content, better experience, the one that is doing better EAT signals, that doesn't just try to sell, but actually brings value, and altogether is a helpful website to people. I keep saying should because we all know how the SERPs for iGaming looks. Still important to understand what these updates are. So why the rankings would drop or increase? Basically, is this still the best result I can give? If the answer is no, you will drop. If the answer is yes, you will increase. It's as simple as that. So if content is too generic, and yes, a lot of affiliate websites are guilty of this. If it doesn't help anything, there is no originality, it's not answering the queries. If there is no authority behind it, there is no trust signals, and your competitors are doing this better, and this is what Google values in this core update, then obviously you would drop. So what I want you to think, quality of content. I mean, content should be front and central into everything, because we actually want people to come to our website, read it, find valuable information, and then convert, right? I'm not saying it always work like this, but this is what it should be. How relevant is it to the search intent? So many times, especially affiliates, have so many pages that they start to answering the same intent across several pages, and then they start to cannibalize. So make sure that your content is properly targeting the intent and is properly answering it. Now, our favorite eat, we already spoke about it a lot on this channel, but if you are not showing any experience, any actual expertise in the topic, why should your audience trust you? And freshness, it is, people just sometimes think it's just the date that it was updated March 2026, but freshness is more than that. It's actually, is the data real? So if you are an affiliate and you have 2,000 reviews, of course you do not manage to update them all, and many times there is an updated license that you're listing because they managed to change from Malta to Curacao or vice versa, or bonuses are off, or they actually changed their payment methods, or the customer support, or the casino altogether stopped existing, and you did not refresh this. You actually forgot, or you slipped your mind because updating 2,000 reviews is impossible. Then your freshness score is going to go down. It's mainly the freshness, not the date, the freshness of data that actually matters to your users. So for example, this is just a very, very simple example for you to understand why you might be deranked. Short articles were ranking number 1. Now, after this update, Google decides that long, well-researched articles should rank better. Therefore, your short article would disappear to page 2 because it's just not what Google is looking for right now. It's not that you did something wrong here, it's just Google is rethinking what is quality. So if you are suffering of that, you will need to rewrite. This happens several times a year, and it lasts 1 to 3 weeks. And we usually have it, let's be honest, March, everybody knew it's coming. Then it's usually to June and then December. Sometimes in between, but usually we have 3 of them and they always change the SERPs. So what to do? Wait till it's finished. Okay, do not panic. Sit on your hands and wait because you don't know what's going on. It could be that there's just a fluctuation because Google is going through everything and reevaluating everything and just checking what's going on. And you might actually see drops, but in the end, you might be better for it and you can claim positions you've never seen before because Google, through that update, is comparing what's better and is giving you different position and see how people actually interact with the results that they show through the update. Okay, so sit on your hands because you don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. And as well, if you suddenly start changing everything and go crazy because, oh my God, you dropped 2 positions, you will never know if you dropped further, it was because of this change or was it, you just need to wait and see. Okay, so once it's done, you need to analyze what's going on and start to do that actual SEO work. Cleaning up your backlink profile, building up your backlink profile. Let's be honest, backlinks are the stabilizer in the SERPs right now. Strengthen your trust signals, which many times come from links. If you remember my EAT video, I was talking about it, that citations and the recognition of the authors, and the link presence around the web are actually very important for EAT. So could be just that. But as well, you might need to rethink your content and rewrite it. So do not panic. Do not just think like, oh my goodness, we lost everything and we're being penalized. Wait, see, reevaluate, and do your work. Why is this extremely important for affiliate SEO? Is because, and let's be all honest, affiliates, your review pages are usually copy-paste. They are usually programmatic SEO. They are many times AI written. They are many times without an original thought. So if you are losing visibility here, it is logical. This is what is very easy for Google to find a better result. And then it's many times as well, you have got tons of very thin content that is there just to make money. You don't actually think if you're bringing value. So you might need to rethink this. And yes, those updates are a little bit more cruel on affiliates than operators for so many reasons. One of them is how you handle your content. Another thing is affiliates don't get that easily all of the EAT signals as operators do, because operators get licenses. They have got tons of signals that affiliates simply cannot get. So affiliation is a little bit more cutthroat in this sense. Now, the second one I want to talk to you about is helpful content update. We've done this very recently, so I'm just going to rush through it just so you see it in the comparison of all of these updates. Helpful content update. A lot of people criticize this was super unhelpful, but basically it's trying to reduce the I want your money articles. Okay, like I'm just going to rank, take your money, but I'm not providing value. So low value content, thin content, automated content, SEO first articles. By this I mean super SEO over optimized with a keyword stuffing. We just talked about the myths very recently that more keywords is better. It's not. If you have got a page with 500 words and yet 70 times you say online casino, online casino, online casino, is not going to help you. So the main idea behind the helpful content update is this piece of content actually helping a real person? Not my bot as a Google, but actually real person. Does that explain them how to deposit or withdraw, or is this casino safe? Does it explain the pros and cons of this license? And if the answer is no, then you might see a derun. Okay? So helpful content update is really asking us to rethink our content strategy. Again, affiliates are more in danger here because they produce lots of content, and many times the content is once again to rank. Many times it's to rank for a brand of a casino plus bonus brand plus a review, and they do the contents like this without thinking if the content is actually anyhow meaningful or helpful. So if you are seeing a drop, probably you are not being helpful because you're being penalized as well. What gets penalized is programmatic SEO. Usually if you use extreme amount of AI, that is not, I'm not saying AI content cannot rank. Please don't hear that. I'm saying bad AI content, like you throw some idea into ChatGPT, it spits something out and you copy paste it without checking the facts, without bringing anything, without maybe doing screenshots how to withdraw money or analyzing which games are the best, or you actually just spit out the content and publish it as a review for Canada, yet the casino is not even allowed there. So all of this bad AI content, massive scale of programmatic SEO. Programmatic SEO could work if it's well planned and well thought through, which many times affiliation fails to do that. Then the generic affiliate pages, what is bonus? Everybody does the same. No deposit bonus, wagering requirements, €10 bonus, without actually coming up with anything valuable. If you copy paste someone's website, scrape it and put it on your website, it's just not going to be good. So how to recover from this? You need to work with your content. And this is a very difficult thing because you actually don't know what Google is thinking and you don't know what your people are like. So you need to go into a soft metrics. It's not just like Google tells you, this is it. You need to measure what is actually performing, what is your bounce rate, people are staying on your pages, are they converting? Keep in mind that every page on your website has got certain journey that needs to finish. If it's a review, you probably want people to come, read the review, maybe go to another review that you are comparing with, spend some time on it because reading the review is, let's say, 2-3 minutes, and then convert. Ideal journey. But if people just come to your website and keep bouncing back, they are not finding anything useful. Therefore, the journey of each page is not finished. And therefore, your content is deranked. So you will need to work quite a lot with content. Delete lots of pages with no value. Don't make the mistake of thinking that you just need to add tons of content to rank better. No, you need to do purging, you need to do cleaning, you need to merge the content. We just talked about it that many times affiliates just keep pushing content, and then 5 pages are sort of like a loop quarter ranking for the same keyword, but none of it is actually in a positions that are clickable. You're in a position 35, 37, 42. If you merge them and make a plan plan how to merge it and what you take from all of these pages and how you redirect them together and what's going to be the better content. Chances are you will jump to better position from 37. You might go to position 12 and then you just need to work with it again and create internal links, maybe external links. But you will need to do a lot of work and it takes time to actually recover. So add real value, improve your trust signals. It is super important. And it will take time, but let's go through the main difference between core updates and helpful content. So the core update re-ranks content and the helpful content update actually judges the quality. Core update is on page level and helpful content update is usually site-wide. If you remember my graph on the websites that stopped ranking in the helpful content update video, they slowly started to derank. It wasn't sharp because they slowly started to de-index pages or move pages lower in the SERPs, so site-wide. And while core update asks you for broad changes, which could be anything from content to links to UX, helpful content update really is talking about usefulness of the content of your site. Okay, and the usefulness of the content might be as well that they ask you to add a video because people might love to convert with video. So rethink your content strategy. And as I said, the recovery is long. It is months and months on, could be years, depending how severe it is and how bad your content is. Because you're simply not going to rewrite 2,000 pages overnight and make them good. Okay, so it will take time. That's what it takes time because you slowly need to change everything and see what is working. Now, spam update, in my opinion, fraud, because we just saw one rolling and the SERPs are still looking like bloody dumpster. We still see tons of parasite, we see thin content, we see AI content, we see doorway pages, we see canonical abuse, we see everything. So in my opinion, spam update, the one that should be the janitor of the SERPs and clean up everything that is just not of a good quality altogether, not just content, altogether. This one is failing to clean up. So I'm going to be telling you what it should be. So don't think that I actually think this is how it works. But basically, spam updates should be removing things that are manipulative tactics. So Google is asking, are these sites cheating? And if they think yes, then they either completely de-index them and remove them or just demote them massively. Obviously, spam link is something that we all know about and we're experiencing it a lot. Either you are buying very horrible backlinks. I'm not going to say you're not buying backlinks. Everybody in our industry needs to get backlinks and just naturally nobody is going to give you high quality links because you just wrote an article about Rula. Let's be real. Private blocking networks, this is usually criticized by spam update. However, we all see that private blocking networks are becoming more and more clever and therefore they are helping rankings. 301 redirects and all of these link manipulation should be cleaned up. However, I'm telling you as is, it is not being cleaned up. I ran a huge test last year with 301 expired domains to rank a site with absolutely horrible AI content, and it started to rank like crazy. Obviously, like crazy. I don't mean position 1, 2, 3 because no, but it went from nowhere to position 30, 20 for very good keywords in German market. There were no affiliates then, to be honest. It was just a test. But I just did few expired domains and it started to move the needle. So Google is definitely not cleaning it. But the spam update should. Then as well, the massive AI generated content, the abuse we keep talking about, low quality content. This could be content could be targeted through helpful content update. It could be targeted through core update, and it should be targeted and cleaned up, especially the manipulative tactics through spam update. Cloaking, obviously you're showing one version to a human and one to Google. This is something they clean up. Scraped content. Yes, scraping content is a horrible, horrible thing. You should not do it. And if Google finds it on another site, they should de-rank this page, this website. And as well, if somebody is scraping your content, there is a DMCA takedown. However, do not use it as a negative SEO because that is illegal. But if somebody is really stealing your content and outranking you, then the MCA is your friend. However, once again, it is not to be used as a negative SEO. I know it is being used, and it's a wrong thing. It is illegal. Parasite SEO, this is something that Spam Update should absolutely clean up because it is not the entity and the quality that Google is preaching. It is in exploiting other successful websites. We see it in every SERP, especially for affiliate keywords. And I'm afraid this is not going anywhere because it is very difficult for Google to actually determine if this is parasite SEO or it is just an article about something. So because this is being cleaned up, not through algorithmic penalty, but through manual penalty, it takes forever and one gets removed, another one pops back in. So I'm not seeing this one, anyone being cleaned out anytime soon, but it should be. Doorway page is obviously creating multiple pages with thin content just to rank. It is a massive violation of anything we just spoke about being useful and helpful and amazing. So that should be cleaned out. And actually, in all honesty, I don't see that many doorway pages anymore. So what should be happening during a spam update? All of these bad things we talked about and more should be cleaned out, which you would see a sudden drop, not the small ones, step by step, like an helpful content, but sudden. So your pages or whole website might be completely deranked and removed from SERPs, and it is a negative signal. Okay, it is a negative signal. Now, there are two things that could happen. Is the algorithmic one that we just talked about. Google finds this algorithm, compares it because it is a pattern recognition software. This is unusual behavior. I clean it up. And then manual actions that somebody actually submits to Google saying this is a parasite SEO, this is this kind of abuse, this is that kind of abuse, and Google actually cleans it up. We spoke about algorithm versus manual recently, so I'm not going to go too deep into it. And why I affiliates websites more at risk than operators, again, it's because, once again, the reviews and the approach many times, it's just created to rank. Parasite is used more by affiliation. Canonical tricks are used more by affiliation. You don't really see an operator doing that. The mass production of AI content is with affiliation. Extreme amount of link building, 301 redirects, and PBNs are more used by affiliation. Let's be honest, a brand like William Hill does not need to manipulate the ranks through 301 redirects or PBNs. So yes, because affiliate tends to be a little bit more tricky, and many times the websites are just churn and burn and made to make money, not really building a brand and building a legacy and bringing a value. There are sites that do this. Of course, I'm not against affiliation. You've got Mr. Gamble, you have got As Gamblers, you have got gambling.com. You've got tons of very, very good affiliate sites that put their heart and soul into building a quality and providing a quality. And this is how affiliation should be done. And those are the sites I will always preach as the ones that got it right, even though Google sometimes might not think. So there are good affiliate sites. Please don't hear that there are none. And lots of them, Casino 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Casino 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they are churn and burn strategy. So those usually get picked up and deranked. How to recover? Obviously, cleaning and avoiding spammy tactics, either its links or content quality, eliminating your thin and duplicate pages, and be transparent. When you look at any of the websites that I named here, casino.org, they are transparent. They are actually being very honest of what they're doing. They have got their EAT signals. They are being helpful. They invest a lot. So if you are struggling to see what is a good affiliate, visit some of those. And if I have to put it in one line summary of what is Google trying, is trying to clean up manipulation to get rankings rather than earning the rankings. Okay, so CTR manipulation and links redirects, all of the things that you would not do long term. And then, of course, product update is our number 4. Product update, I love to mention here because when it first came, It really cleaned up lots of bad product review updates from the SERPs. And it again mainly hit the affiliates part. So this is again mainly for affiliation, but operators sometimes are guilty of this as well because they create feed pages and then don't do anything with them, and then they are surprised they are not ranking. So again, product and review updates are there to create a review that helps. Okay, so this update is usually targeting reviews that and trying to clean up reviews that are not bringing anything new. We talked about the programmatic, massive scale AI content that has got absolutely no value because you see better on another site. The core idea is real experience, real insights, and real value. If you don't provide this, why should I rank you? So what Google is trying to eliminate is when everything is best and the most amazing. And it's obvious that these casinos don't have licenses, they have shitty bonuses, yet you call them the best, aka somebody paid you to say that. This is something that Google is trying to avoid. So nothing useful, just you are after your money. What Google wants to see instead is really in-depth reviews. So have you actually tried to open an account with this casino? Have you tried to deposit? Is this casino really good? Do they have licenses that actually going to protect me as a player, or they have license that does not actually exist, or very bad license, or they don't even claim to have a license? Here, I would be very careful with crypto casinos and crypto reviews because they usually don't have any good. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them do not. Operators just as well do not have licenses, and you will lose your money and you will never be able, because it's all crypto based, to get your winnings back. So be careful, okay? And this is what reviews are trying to do here. Now, Google would like to see an in-depth data, in-depth analysis, pros and cons, why this is better than this casino, or what is this casino doing good? 3 good things, 5 bad things, real review. Not every review out there can be, or a casino out there can be best, amazing, most wonderful, best, 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 best. It's not real. It's not possible. Every casino has a flaw. Some of them don't have enough payment methods. Some of them have not great license. So try to compare and try to give people a real idea. Again, originality. So do not copy paste templates. Do not copy paste from your competitors. Get inspired. Some competitors get it right, but doesn't mean that you just go and copy paste exactly what they're doing. Try to come up with something original. Now again, experience. I keep talking about it over because experience is what Google tries to value. Each signals, once again, we talked about it before. An example of before and after. So week review, generic descriptions, best bonuses, great casino, not real insights, and then you change it into a real breakdown. You say, what are the bonuses? Name them. Help people to decide which one is the best for them. Casino license. Where are they based? Do they have any other casinos? Can you compare them to other casinos that are similar to them and tell me why this one is better, realistically, or worse? And maybe any specific things from users. So if you can include UGCs, sometimes it works, sometimes it's very tricky. So, there is always a pros and cons, but maybe you can get a quote from a player that loves working or playing with this casino. Why? And why affiliates get hit hard. Basically, just what I talked about. Affiliates many times are just chasing the money without providing a value. And here are our key differences. So if we are talking about core update, it's overall quality of the websites, from UX to link profile, speed, content, all of it. Helpful content update is quality content first. And when it goes to reviews, is the quality of the review. So that's the difference between helpful content update. This could be on anything, your main pages, and when it comes to product or review update, it's going to be the product review or the review of the casino. Okay. If I have to make a one-line summary, it would be What is helpful? Trying to reward it. It's help users decide why to play with this casino, why to deposit, not just try to sell. Okay, so your page should really be trying to help them decide why this one is the right thing for them. Now we know all of them and we know all of the differences. So what we're going to do now, we're not going to panic. These updates are coming. They are here and they are not stopping. Maybe we got less of them last year than the years before, but it doesn't mean we will never get them again. Volatility is the new normal, so be prepared for it and do not let it get to you. There's nothing you can do about it. You can only do your best SEO. So you wait till it's over and then you actually evaluate what happened. Try to understand what actually dropped, which pages, right? Is it just your review pages? Is it all over the website? Is it your content, or did you do really, really horrible backlink profile? You can use lots of things. Google Search Console is being very useful with that. Obviously, some of the amazing tools such as Ahrefs or SEMrush. And there are tons of other tools that can help you understand. What I always recommend is track some of your top competitors and see if they are gaining or dropping as well. Now, as you are tracking cleverly your competitors, you can easily identify the new winners. Wow, this affiliate website is ranking super good. Why? And you can take your learnings from here, okay? And then you can start to optimize and re-optimize and do the very difficult SEO work that is to rank. You are an SEO and your first job is to rank. So main takeaways: provide quality, think long term, do not try to manipulate. And in the end, Google is trying to provide quality. Yes, right now we see lots of abuse. That's why I'm saying spam, I don't think works as spam update. But here is a short recovery checklist. Hopefully it helps you. But keep in mind, content gets hit quite hard. Links are being stabilized, good links, build links. I know they are expensive, but invest in it, because in the end, that's usually the biggest differentiator between things that are working and are not working, things that are dropping and are not dropping. And links are much easier to get than build a proper brand. Yes, brand is another stabilizer. We will talk about in the video your brand, your money, so stay tuned for that. I really hope that you will survive this update. March is crazy volatile, and my thoughts are with you. So hopefully my video was helpful. You know what's going on, you know how to work with this. And again, the update is rolling right now. Sit on your hands, do nothing, wait till it's over. Definitely do not migrate. Not good idea. Do not change everything. Not good idea. Wait till it's over and then do your difficult SEO work. Thank you for being with me.